Hello dear friends, my name is Jitendra Bafna. I am a senior MuleSoft architect. In this video, we are going to see how to use a JSON logger with your MuleSoft application. In last video, we have seen how we can publish a JSON logger into Anypoint Exchange. So basically, there is a first prerequisite for using the JSON logger in your application, that you need to make sure the JSON logger is published within your organization Anypoint Exchange. So you can go through my last video how you can publish JSON logger into Anypoint Exchange. In this video, we are going to see how we can use a JSON logger with MuleSoft application. Also, we will see how we can do a field masking using JSON logger, how we can disable any field using JSON logger. Then also we will see how we can send a log to external sources like ActiveMQ using JSON logger. Okay, so let me go step by step. Let me go to Anypoint Studio. The first thing, what I mentioned, like your JSON logger must be present in your organization Anypoint Exchange. I have already shown in my last video how you can publish a JSON logger in your Anypoint Exchange. So generally logging is a very important component. So like a lot of people take a login for a granted and consider as a second citizen. But when you move your application, a logging become very important part, because like it make to troubleshoot any production issue very easily. So you should make sure you need to do some logging, so to troubleshoot any production issue. So let me drag it. This is my JSON logger, and under JSON logger I have a logger component. I will drag and drop this logger component here. Okay, so let me check logger. Let me start configuring this logger component. Let's wait, like it's taking some time. Yeah, you can see. So you can see a various field. So JSON loggers support like data view expression and like masking of fields, sending the data to external sources, disabling the field, and it also support stringify any JSON message. So by default, if you see here, import module in content JSON logger module output slash JSON, it was saying stringify non-JSON. It will only stringify a non-JSON message, right? The JSON message will be always of content type application slash JSON. Okay, if you are sending XML, it will be log in the form of string. If you are sending any plain text, it will be log in the form of string, like that, So let me go one by one. Here you can set a priority. So basically trace, warn, debug error. In this case, I just I will set a priority as a info. You can also set up like trace point. So basically like start, exception, and before request, after request, So such kind of things you can set up. For me, I will just start this as a start only. And apart from that, you have to do a module configuration. For doing module configuration, you can click on this plus sign. Okay, so basically you have to set up a application name, you have to set up a JSON logger.version, and also you have to set up an environment. You can either hard coded it or you can set up in any properties file. Also we will see other JSON output, location info, parse content field in JSON output, like that. We will see it later. So these are the minimum configuration we need to do. So I will copy this property, then I will just say OK. I will create one property file under source main resources. I will just say right click. Okay, I will say new. Under new I can say a file. So basically I will search for a file. Then I will say log dot properties, whatever name you want to give, you can give it. Just I am giving some any dummy name. Then I will set up some properties. So I will say my application name is like some test. I will say test app. Then I have to define a version. So I can say my version is 1.0. Then I have to define mule.env. I can say this is my development environment. So I have set all these three properties which is required by a JSON logger module configuration. I can go into test error application. I can go to global element. Okay. In global element, I have to set up a configuration properties. So I can say configuration properties. Then under configuration properties, you can point to that logging.properties, or it's something, it's log.properties. Okay, so let me remove this login.property. I don't require this. It's just a dummy file. So I will keep log.property instead of that. Okay, let me save everything. I will save everything. Still I can see some error. We will fix it. Go back to test error app. Go to mobile flow. Go to JSON logger. Let's wait. It's taking some time. So let's wait. So we will see a lot of thing in this JSON logger. We have the message is a like a or mandatory field, so you can see, you can write some message here, like, I will show you that you can write any message. So like I will write a start payload, or a request, or initial request, something like that. So I will say initial payload. Okay, let me stop this application. I will run the application. I will pause my video till application is starting. Hello guys, welcome back. If you see, my application has been successfully deployed. Okay, so I will clear the console and I will try to send a message. So this is my payload and this is the URL. Okay, http localhost 8082/test, and this is my JSON message. I will send the request. Okay, I got the successful response. Let's see what logging it has done. So generally, if you see, the logging has done in proper JSON format. You can see the correlation ID of your flow, like the message which we have configured, that is initial message, a trace point, a priority, and it also gives the location info. It is doing logging from which file, line in the file, like what is the file name, all those things. If you don't want to display this information, so I can tell you there is an attribute available in the JSON logger configuration module, like disable location info, like that. Then it is the actual content. Okay, and as I mentioned, it will not stringify a JSON, right? So you can see it's in proper JSON format, right? Because if you see, we have used like data wave of function, like non-stringify JSON. That is why it is logged in the proper JSON format. If it is the XML or anything, it may, it may have logged in the string format basically. Then it gives the application name which we have defined in the configuration, in the properties file, application version, and the environment. Now my other requirement is that, like, there might be possibility, like some of the organization, like, or due to some laws, or due to some like legal compliance, like you don't want to log any confidential data or any sensitive data or any personal information. In that case, JSON logger provide a capability known as a masking. So you can do the masking of the data before logging into any system. So basically, I want to mask my salary, okay, and I want to mask my age. So I don't want to display those two things. So what you can do, so let me clear this console. Let me go to JSON logger. So I want to mask all age and the salary. So in module configuration, you can edit the module configuration. You can see a content field masking. So what you can say, dollar dot dot. What this dot dot means? Because I have a multiple age into the array. So I have a list of item into the array. So I want to mask all this. So I can say dollar dot dot age. Now I want to mask salary also. So you can use the comma, dollar dot dot, you can say salary. Okay, now just see. Okay, Okay, so it's, let me go back to my message flow. Let me save all. Once I will save, it should deploy the application. Let's wait while application is getting deployed. So I'm waiting for my application to get deployed. Once it will get deployed, we will see, I'm waiting for my application to deploy. Till that, I will pause the video. Hello guys, welcome back. My application has been successfully deployed. Let me send the request again. So you can see I have sent the request, and in this case you can see your salary and age has been masked, right? So that is what we require. So it's like JSON logger also provide a capability for masking a sensitive data like age, salary, whatever, so whatever any sensitive data, so you can mask that. Now the next thing, if you see a JSON logger, okay, in JSON logger I don't want to display a content. Okay, I just want to display a code relation ID, whatever message trace point. In that case, what you can do, you can go to logger, you can click on this edit. Okay, in this you can disable field. So I want to disable a content, so I can say content, say okay. Let me go back to console. Okay, so let me deploy a application. So till the application is getting deployed, I will pause my video because it takes some time on my laptop. Hello guys, welcome back, and let me test the message, and this time it should not log the payload because we have disabled field contain. So let me send it. So you can see this time no content has been logged, because we have like asked JSON logger not to log the content because we have written disabled field equals to content. So now next thing, if I want to disable to write a location info, what I can do, you can go to JSON logger, you can edit it, and I will remove this. I want to write a content, and I don't want to write a location info. I can say false. A log location info equals to false. Okay. Then go to message, then save. Once I will save it, it should deploy our application again. Okay, it should quickly deploy the application after saving the app. Yeah, it is deploying. Okay, my application has been successfully deployed. Let me send the request this time. It is deploying again, so sometime it may deploy. Yeah, let me cancel this one. Let me send the request again. So this time if you see, it doesn't log a location info. Okay, the next thing, I want to send my log to ActiveMQ. Okay, so in that case you can go to logger and click on this edit button, and you can go to destinations, and like I can say there are various things like JMS, any expression, AMQ, but I want a JMS destination. In JMS I have to give a configuration reference and queue destination. So for that I have to define my JMS configuration. I can say okay. Then I can go to global elements. I can say create. I can say JMS config. Then under JMS config, you make sure like you all this has been checkbox. Okay, So like all these libraries available. In case it's not available, user if you click here, it will see, in my case this library is already there. In if it is not there, you will see a configure button here, and you just say configure add recommended libraries. Okay, then I have to provide a username which is admin, then I have to provide my password, and I have to provide a connection string or like broker URL. So you can go to factory configuration and just you have to provide a broker URL. I can say TCP slash local host it's 61616. Okay, so you can test the connection, and always make sure like you copy this name. So this is very important. Just copy it, just say okay, go to JSON logger config again, and go to destination, and I will paste that config name JMS config. Then I can go to this log queue. So I have one queue which contain no messages. So okay, so just say okay. So this is now what it will do. It will log the message as well as it will send the message to the ActiveMQ. These are the configuration you need to do it. Once you done it, just say save. Once you say save, it will redeploy your application. Application is still getting deployed. Okay, there is a zero message log queue. Okay, this time my application is deployed. Let me send the message. You can see the message has been logged, correlation ID, everything like whatever data. And let me check what happens to my queue. You can see, refresh. That's it. It's taking some time. It become a bit slow. So you can see number of pending messages 1. Let me send few more messages. Send, 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 send. There should be more messages now. In my, you can see everything has been logged properly. You can see that everything is logged properly. And let me go and check my JSON logger. Just refresh it. You can see number of messages 5. If you want to see the message details, you can click on this queue. Let's wait. It taking some time because there are a lot of applications open on my laptop, so that might be the reason. But let's wait while, yeah, you can see all the 5 messages. If we click on one of the messages, you can see correlation IDs and everything. And when the message has been logged, if you click on this message, you can see what is the actual message has been logged, or actual message has been stored in the ActiveMQ. So you can see this is the message, even you can see salary and age is masked, and it get logged into the ActiveMQ. It got delivered or published to the ActiveMQ. So now in that case, what will happen? So there might be some organization, they want to store a message into data lake or S3 storage or any other kind of storage, and on disk or anywhere, like in that case, like we can publish the message to queue using JSON logger, and from like the JSON log, like somebody can read the message, some consumer can read the message and publish to somewhere else, like. So this is how You can make use of your JSON logger for sending the message to any destination, and even like we can send the logs to Splunk also. I will show that how we can do it in our next demonstration. I hope I hope you like this video. In this video we have learned like how to publish a JSON logger in Anypoint Exchange. That is in previous video actually. Then like we have learned like how we can make use of JSON logger into your application. We have seen other things like masking, like how to send the logs to any destination, like how we can disable the fields and the other things, like and like I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click on like and subscribe button.